How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and that's right, it is that time of the year. Time for another box opening. This time we're going to open up the second expansion in the Pokémon X and Y series. Well, if you count the first one as an expansion. X and Y Flashfire. Now, as you can kind of see from the box, there are Charizards and fire types and stuff like that all over here. Yeah, so this is going to be a really fun set for collecting, particularly if you like Charizard. But there's a lot of other really cool stuff in there too. Anyway, without further ado, let's get this thing open. Now, the sealed box contains 36 booster packs of the set. And, you know, the retail price tends to vary. If you buy a sealed box, sometimes you can get a discount as opposed to buying the normal packs, which are about $4 in US dollars each. And you know what? Every single time I run into some issues opening this. It's actually really easy to open. It's just the angle that I'm trying to record this in always makes it kind of tricky. But it's open now, so we get to have some fun. Alright, now let's see what kind of stuff we can get in here. There are 106 cards in the set if you go by the normal numbering. But on top of that, there's also 3 secret rare cards. So that's pretty cool. The secret rare cards are actually alternate versions of the some of the Mega Evolutions in the set. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these packs and see what I get. Pretty fun stuff, but you know, it's always kind of good. Alright, so it's been a while since I've done this actually. Hopefully I should have some fun with it. Alright, now I also like to flip through all of the cards just to kind of take a look at them as I go throughout the video. The ones we've already seen I'm not going to spend any more time with. That Buizel's pretty adorable. Skrelp, Scraggy, Stunky, and a Skuntank. Huh. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. Snorlax. Oh man, now this is one of those new trainer cards, or an item card inside of the set. It's called Startling Megaphone. Now if you're familiar with Tool Scrapper, this is kind of similar, except you discard all tools attached to your opponent's Pokemon. So, very nice. Helps get around like our boaters and other stuff like that. Maybe get rid of some muscle bands. You know, that sort of stuff. And this is another new trainer card. It's a Pokemon tool, actually. You prevent all damage done to the Pokemon this card is attached to by attacks it uses. So this doesn't protect you from anything that your opponent uses against you, but it does prevent, like, recoil damage and stuff, which is pretty cool. Definitely pretty nice. One of the Charizard Megas, the Mega Charizards in the set, actually does some damage to itself. So that's a great way to get around that. Now, one other thing, if you're new to my box opening videos, I don't like doing what a lot of people do, where, you know, they shuffle the cards around and change the order, so the rarest card is in the back. That just really bothers me for some reason. I don't know why. But if you're gonna think, wait, why aren't you doing it that way? That's because I like to open the packs in the order. What's up with all these Stunky and Skuntanks and stuff? I like to open up the packs in the order that, well, they were packaged in, I guess. Oh, one cool thing with this Metapod, there's actually a Caterpie, a Catapod, that has the same ability. It's called Adaptive Evolution, and this Pokemon can evolve during your first turn or the turn that you play it. So that's actually pretty handy. If you have a Caterpie, a Metapod, and a Butterfree in your hand all at the same time, you can actually jump straight all the way up to the Butterfree on turn 1. Look at that Sneasel. It's not very good though, but I like the art. Avalugg! Little coffee table, look at that thing. Huh. Alright, and I'm not giving away the codes just yet, although I might sneak one in there. 1 or 2, you never know. Maybe every time I get an EX or something. So there are several full art cards in the set, and there are several Pokemon EX. as well as several Megas. So it's a pretty fun set. Not quite as amazing as Legendary Treasures, which has just so much stuff. And look at this Helioptile. I don't know what it is. I like the art. It's kind of fun. Helioptile. It's a neat Pokemon. It's adorable, really. Litleo! And, ooh, a Carbink. Now, this is actually normally a normal foil card, or a holofoil, or holographic. Everyone calls them different things, you know? I call this reverse holo, I guess, because it has, like, the pattern and stuff. Does 20 more damage for each fairy energy attached to it, and since it takes 3 colorless, that means if you have 3 fairy energy on it, you're going to do 100 for 3. That's actually not too shabby. Crystal Barrier isn't the best, but, you know, it can help in a pinch, I guess, if you have to start with it. Floatzel here with Rescue and Screwtail. It's kind of funny name. Shuffle 3 Pokemon. Yeah, this card's never going to be used, but it looks cool. And there's Rapidash. Oh, wow. Actually, it seems reminiscent of an old Rapidash. Sliggoo! I know, it takes fairy energy. Go figure. Dragon-type Pokemon actually don't have their own basic energy. They do have their type, obviously, but they use like a rainbow mixture of different energy in order to attack. But fairy energy, that's a thing. It's just a basic energy, so... Shinx! Oh, that was actually, I didn't record the pre-release. Sorry about that, guys. Wanted to spend time with my friends. Oh, there's another Sneasel. But I played a deck in the Madison pre-release, and it used Shinx in it, and it actually did pretty good. Shinx was just paralyzing things left and right. I love it. It was so bad, that card, but it was good. Furret. This is actually a pretty bad card, but it looks cool. Ultra Ball. Been reprinted. That's nice. Love Disc. I'll send you away in Wonder Trade. Now, this is one of the new supporter cards in Flashfire. It's called Blacksmith, and, well, you probably gathered that, but you attach 2 fire energy cards from your discard pile to one of your fire Pokemon. That combos very well with Mega Charizard, or not Mega, well, I mean, I guess it'd work with that, but Charizard-EX. Works very well with that. And there's actually some other stuff you can do with that. It's a great supporter card because Energy Acceleration is almost like, I can't think of the last time that there was an Energy Accelerating supporter card. Usually you have like abilities and stuff to do the Energy Acceleration. So that's kind of nice. You can only play 1 during your turn, so you don't get to charge everything up unless you spam a bunch of Magnezone. Look at that Geodude. Awesome! More Stunky. Jeez, look, what is up with this? They're everywhere. Oh, man. Oh, look. They finally made a supporter card version of Pokemon Catcher. That's right, Lysander here. He is Pokemon Catcher in supporter form. Since Pokemon Catcher was actually recently changed, so you only switch your opponent's Pokemon if you get heads on a coin flip, Lysander is like the old Pokemon Catcher. But it's a supporter card, so you can only play 1 per turn. That's not too much of an issue. The issue is you can't play any other supporter cards. So it does help balance it a bit, and you know, that's kind of cool. But I personally would just hope that we just get rid of this bench switching stuff, because I don't know, I'm not a fan of it. I haven't been for a while. Here's another Litleo. This one's probably more solid. It has Combustion for 60 damage on just like a stage, or a basic, not even a stage 1. You know, there's obviously big basics out there that put that to shame, but the fact that it evolves, it's not too shabby. This seed out was also really good for pre-releases. It's not very good now, but, you know. It's Pidgeotto! Cool. And Heliolisk. Looks kind of funny, but it's not really all that great. Oh well, here's another new card, Trick Shovel. Look at the top card of either player's deck. You can discard that card or return it to the top of the deck. So it has its limited uses, but it can be good for manipulation, I guess. And then Pokemon Center Lady. Heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. That's not too shabby. It can be used to get out of certain situations, I guess. 60 damage isn't really a lot, but also given the fact that you don't have to discard any energy in order to use it, that's kind of okay, I guess. But the fact that it's a supporter card, I don't know. Could be interesting. Spritzy. Sphero, Baneri, oh, so cute. Helioptile, Torkoal. Yeah, not all that great, really. Durant. Discard cards from your opponent's hand at random until he or she has 4 cards in his or her hand. That could be interesting. I mean, it's not all that great, but maybe combo that with, like, some weird mulligan thing. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I really haven't a clue. It's not like the good old Durant. Okay, so Fletchling, Duskull, Litleo. Haven't gotten anything too good yet. That's actually kind of a shame. Miltank. Miltank has some powerful friends. Actually, that is kind of interesting. For 1 colorless energy, if you have any Stage 2 Pokemon on your bench, this does 70 more damage. That's 80 for 1 if you have any Stage 2 Pokemon on your bench. That's not too shabby. It's not great by any means, but, you know, it's not all that bad either. It's not an EX, so you can just kind of send it out. Meowstick! So it's Ear Influence. You move as many damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon as you like to any of your opponent's other Pokemon in any way you like. So that can be kind of interesting, I guess. A little tricky there, but you might be able to score some KOs with that. And then, Psychic. It's fairly hard. It's not all that great, but oh well. And, ooh, another Lysander. Celio. Okay, now could I get an EX or something, please? That would be kind of nice. Alright, let's try. In this pack, I just want something exciting, you know? Okay, Fletchling. Weasel. Skrelp. Scraggy. Stunky. Man, why are there so many of these stunky things? Floette. Why is this Floette a rare? That's so weird. Flower Veil. Each of your grass Pokemon in play gets plus 20 hit points. I don't know, it just seems odd. Furfrou. Roserade. Okay, so let's see if we can get one of those Charizards, huh? Or even something. Anything. Duskull. Oh, there we go. Dusclops. Not all that great, really. Goodra! It's a good rye, yo. Yeah, this actually, it's pretty adorable, but it's not too shabby either. Stage 2 thing's kind of a bummer, and the fact that it needs 3 energy. But it does have the potential of doing 120 for 3 if you get heads. On top of that, as often as you like during your turn, you can discard an energy attached to it to heal 60 damage. That's pretty good. You know, if you can get energy to it, that's a lot better. But, I don't know. It's interesting. I just wish it didn't take so much energy. Oh, I love this Maractus. This was so much fun in the pre-release. Exciting Shake! During your next turn, you flip 6 coins instead of 2 for this Pokemon's Prickly Needles attack. And then that's just 20 damage times the number of heads. Normally you flip 2, but there's just something hilarious about flipping 6 coins. Like, seriously. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty good. And here's another new card, Sacred Ash. Now this has nothing to do with Ash Ketchum, don't worry. You shuffle 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. So it's okay, I guess. Usually, I think there's still that card in there. I'm having just a total spacing out here for a moment. I can't remember what the thing is, but I know there's something. It might even be just like Good Rod or Super Rod. I think it's Super Rod. But something lets you get back energy as well, but just 3. I don't know if that's been rotated or not, but if it hasn't, you're probably better off using that. Foil Sneasel. Look at that Quillfish. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, yeah, you put 2 damage counters on it. It's pretty bad. Luxio. There's another Startling Megaphone! Did I startle you? Because I had a Startling Megaphone, of course. Alright, let's rip that thing open here. It's actually kind of tough to rip the pack open right on the camera. Always fun trying to record these, I tell ya, but hopefully you guys like them. I kind of like it, although I would like it a lot more if, you know, I get something kind of fun for you guys. Well, which one do you want, huh? The foil or the non? That's kind of weird. Yeah, this Dragalge thing. Could be interesting. Your opponent's poison Pokemon can't retreat. But interestingly, this can be used from the bench, so you don't necessarily have to have this thing active. You could use something like a Hypnotoxic Laser to keep whatever's active in place. Now, there are still a lot of things that prevent special conditions, and those are kind of big right now. Trying to think, I think it's like, what is it? I can't remember. Verizon EX and like Aromatisse, I think, that do that if you have the proper energy. It's been a while since I've actually played, I'm not gonna lie. I mostly just collect nowadays, but I try to keep up at least somewhat. Oh, here's that Caterpie, by the way. I think I already told you about what it does. And Lopunny, I'm always gonna call it that. I think it's Lopunny, but this was actually a lot of fun to play in the pre-release. Big jump, you just have it kind of sit there, and then you can use that big jump to return it and all cards attached to it to your hand. And then it does 80 for 3. I wouldn't play this like outside of a pre-release or kind of fun format, but it's kind of neat. It was better than I thought it'd be. And then Pokemon Fan Club. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So that's not too shabby if you're looking to get some basic Pokemon. You know, it has its uses. It's like a free search, and you can get EX Pokemon with it, so that's cool. Or Pokémon-EX to be proper. But it's a supporter, so, you know, you can't draw cards or do anything fancy like that. Alright, so you got Sneasel. Ooh, I see something on the border there. You can oftentimes tell. Let's see. It's about time I got something, though. Ooh, Mega Kangaskhan Ex. Cool. Now you can tell what a Mega Pokemon is because it says Mega up there. And also has that kind of interesting little M symbol by its name. On top of that, it has the Japanese name of the attack, which is Gangan Punch. Or Gangan Punchy, I guess, but it's punch, you know. But they call it Wham Bam Punch in English. Does 100 for 3, and you flip a coin until you get tails. Just 30 more for each head. So the downside is, being a Mega, in order to play it, it actually forces you to end your turn. So that's kind of a shame. But once it's out, it's okay, I guess. Has its potential. I'll go ahead and set this here, just so we kind of know what we've gotten so far. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you this code. Here you go. Ta-da! Alright. So, there's also 2 versions of Mega Kangaskhan EX. There's not a full art version, but let me take this really quick here. If you're looking at the number, if it says 79 out of 106, or really anything less than 100 out of 106, it's the normal version. If it has sort of a gold border and the number is above 100, then it's the secret rare version. Now in Japan, the font, or the text for the attack, you know, the Gangan Punch thing I was telling you about, that would actually be English in Japan on the normal version, but they changed it to Japanese for the secret rare version. So they didn't do that, unfortunately, for the English secret rare ones. So that's kind of a shame. Alright, now this Milotic is actually pretty good. Once during your turn, you may knock out this Pokemon. If you do, attach 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, excluding Pokémon-EX. And then it has a rather mediocre attack. So it's sort of a sacrifice. You have to think, okay, well, I knocked this out. Well, here, have a code. Sure, I'm generous. You knock it out, and then you get some energy. It's sort of similar to, I think, an Electrode EX way back. And it's a trade-off, you know? Oftentimes those 3 energy cards, they can give you some extra turns, and that's really nice, because then you have this advantage over your opponent. So I don't really know. It's kind of tricky. I'm not sure if I'd put that in a deck, particularly since you have to start with this Phoebus. Look at that thing. That thing's bad. 30 hit points. Darkrai says hi. Actually, a lot of things that hit the bench say hi. There's a normal foil version of the Carbink. Protection Cube. Graveler. And another Trick Shovel. Alright, so 2 more packs left on this side. Let's see what we can get. Duskull. Stunky. Pidgey. Seedot. Sandile. Oh, nice. Another Milotic. And, ooh, now this is a full art Toxicroak EX. Looks kind of neat. Has a really cool texture. Hopefully you can see this. I'm kind of reflecting the light, but it's actually textured like that, so that's pretty neat. Impossible for me to read on this camera, though. So, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. That's the first attack, triple poison. You put 3 damage counters instead of 1 on that between turns. So maybe something with this and Dragalge and like Verbank City, which adds an extra 2. I think you end up doing like 50 damage or 5 damage counters between turns. Could be interesting. And then it has an 80 for 3 attack, which it's Psychic colorless, so you can't just slap a double colorless on it. You'd mostly be using it for its first attack. Guess I'll set this down there since it is a full art. Oh, Magnetic Storm. They reprinted this, actually, from, I think it's Hidden Legends, way back in the Ruby Sapphire era. I know, Hoenn confirmed, guys! And each Pokemon in play has no resistance, so that's kind of nice. Particularly if you play, like, fighting Pokemon. It seems like everything is resistant to them, but also, I guess Psychic. I don't know, it's not all the best thing in the world, but whatever. It's nice to have the option, I guess. Resistance is only 20 damage, so most of the time it doesn't really matter. You're probably better off playing something else. Another Floette. Okay, ooh, Dusknoir. A new Dusknoir. As often as you like during your turn, you may move 1 damage counter from one of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. Now why on earth would you do that, you ask? Well, because for 1 Psychic and 2 colorless, it has Pain Pellets. And you put damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon equal to the number of damage counters on this Pokemon. So you can load it up with damage, heal everyone else on your, well, in your field, I guess, and then snipe things on the bench for up to 120, assuming you don't boost its hit points somehow. Fiery Torch. This is another great new card. Works well with the Blacksmith, actually. You discard a Fire Energy card from your hand, and you draw 2 cards. And you have to discard a Fire Energy in order to play this card, so don't try to sneak around that. Yeah, very handy because it is not a supporter card, meaning you can play this and then play other cards too. So Fiery Torches are definitely something nice to have, and they could help Fire Pokemon make a comeback. So very cool. Okay, so half of the packs are gone, so that's 18 packs down. 18 to go, because we got a total of 36 here. And we've gotten 2 EX Pokemon so far, or 2 things that are worth mentioning, I guess. Actually, not a whole lot of other stuff, really. Kind of a shame. There are some cool things. I guess we got that Goodra, which is pretty cool. Oh, the Shiftry is very nice as well. This is the reverse foil version. It has an ability, Leaf Draw. Once during your turn, you can discard a Grass Energy card from your hand, and if you do, you draw 3 cards. Nice. So it's sort of like Empoleon in that regard. There's an Empoleon that let you do something like that, except I think it was for Water Energy. And then on top of that, it has Deranged Dance, which is a great name for a move. But it's actually pretty strong. For a Grass and 2 colorless, it does 20 damage times the number of benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So this can do a lot of damage. It can do up to 200 damage, as a matter of fact, assuming you have full bench, or both you and your opponent have full benches. So that's pretty good. Here's also that Butterfree from, well, actually we haven't seen one, but this is what you can evolve it into. You search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward, and then if you attach an energy in this way, you heal 40. So you have the potential of doing a turn 2 Gust for 70, assuming you go second, so then you can attack, but it's not all that great, really, I'm not gonna lie. But it's still neat, still cool artwork, I guess. Okay, so thankfully, well, I guess thankfully, we've seen most of the cards that have been pulled now, so hopefully we can move on to the better stuff. Won't bore you with too much of the randomness. Oh, but here we go. It's a Florges. Florges, I don't know what it is. But it has actually 2 interesting attacks. Its first one, for 1 colorless, Brilliant Search. You search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand. Second attack is Petal Blizzard, which does 20 to each of your opponent's Pokemon, for 1 energy. That's not too shabby. Neither of these moves are like super duper strong, but Petal Blizzard can add up fairly quickly. And if you need to search for some cards, you can get a lot of cards by using that first move. But you use your turn, and then Florges will probably be knocked out. I don't know, how on earth do you pronounce Florges anyway? I don't know if it's Florges, or like some other random thing. I think I usually just call it Florges, but I usually do it in an annoying voice, like Florges, or something. I don't know, it just makes it funnier, I guess. Speaking of funny, Quillfish has returned. Alright. Yeah, I always find it funny, like, pronunciations of Pokemon. Particularly when a new generation is, like, here, because we don't know what the official pronunciation is. Sometimes you just plain and simple don't know until they say it, like, in the anime or something. Ooh, there's a Dusknoir, and nice! Full Art Charizard-EX. Very cool card. For 1 fire, it has Stoke, which you flip a coin. If you get heads, you search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck afterwards. For a fire and 3 colorless, it does 120, and you discard an energy attached to it. Very nice. 180 hit points. That is definitely a card that Charizard lovers need to have. I mean, there's really no excuse for not having one of these full art Charizard-EXs. I should really put that in a sleeve right now, huh? Actually, let me do that really quick. Might as well. Be very gentle with it. Alright, I just use these cheap little penny sleeves. I tend to take good care of my cards, but these are nice just to put on there. They're also easy to take the card out, like if you wanted to put it in something a little better. Hopefully this doesn't cause too much reflection. Cool. Darn it! See, that's why I have the sleeves. I might have scratched the card just slightly. Well, it would have just been Toxicroak anyway. That is actually really cool. I've been trying to get some of the cards from this set, and I've gotten the Mega Charizards that I traded for, and or pulled, ooh, Foil Blacksmith, and a normal Shiftry, cool. But I did not have that one, and I wanted that one, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so feeling pretty good about that. 2 full arts. If ever you can get 2 full arts in a box, you're probably doing pretty good. But can I get a secret rare and or a Mega Charizard? We shall see. Gumi! Weavile! It's such a funny looking Weavile, I like it. Exciting shake, guys! Let's shake excitedly! And yeah, I think that was another blacksmith too, which is, that was. Very nice indeed. Alright, Bergmite. Let's see. Florges. And Luxray. Very interesting, that first attack. Hard to pull off, but your opponent reveals his or her hand, and then you discard a trainer card you find there. So you can also get supporter cards with that. That kind of hand control is really nice, but the problem is it's a stage 2. So getting it out in the first place may be a little challenging. And even though it doesn't seem like it does a lot of damage, I think you can put like a muscle band or silver bangle or something like that on it to make it do more. And that could be interesting. Let's see, or a protection cube for its second attack. Oh, Druddigan, this is actually kind of a nice card. For 2 colorless, it does Revenge. And if any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack last turn, or during your opponent's last turn, that is, this attack does 70 more damage. So this can be useful to knock out things like Rayquaza EX with just a double colorless. It also hits for a solid 90, even if you don't get that weakness. So that can sometimes be rather helpful. It's sort of like Bouffalant, I guess. And you know what? I never gave you a code for that Charizard. Now, this won't get you a Charizard, but just to celebrate, I'll give you a code. I love looking for words on these codes. They're just so fun. And that one is, I don't know about this, guys. I don't know. It just amuses me for some reason. Alright, Sneasel, Litleo, Pidgey, Esper, Ponyta, Helioptile, Pidgeot! There we go, we got Pidgeot here. Our bird savior. Okay, and yeah, it's not all that great though. There was a day when Pidgeot was really good. It had this ability, or I think it was called a Pokepower back then. And it let you search your deck for any card you wanted, but you could only use that once per turn, regardless of how many you had. But it was so nice. Ooh, I see something on the side. Let's see what we get. What kind of fun stuff will it be? It is, ooh, Mega Charizard-EX. Nice. Very nice. This is so strong, too. Now, this is not the secret rare version. This is number 13 out of 106. The secret rare version would be, it'd have more of a gold border, but still very cool. And look at that, 300 damage. Jeez, it takes 5 energy, does 50 damage to itself. That is awesome. You use that protection cube thing, and then it doesn't do anything to itself. Like, what's gonna survive 300 damage? That is crazy. Alright, and yeah, then some other stuff. Here, I'll give you another one. No, it doesn't have in it. But that's fine. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, very cool. Getting towards the end here, which is cool. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this so far. I'm pretty satisfied with the box. Hasn't been too shabby. I would like to get a secret rare, but wouldn't we all? I've gotten 2 full arts. Oh, this is another new card. Pal Pad. Shuffle 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck. It's rather basic, but it's really nice. We haven't really had something like that in a long time, I don't think. I think the last thing was VS Seeker, or Versus Seeker, and that let you put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand, and that was kind of nice. But now you actually have another way to recycle supporter cards, which is very helpful. Oh, here we go. Another really good card, Pyroar. Its ability here, which I don't know if you can read this or not due to all that red, it's called Intimidating Mane. You prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic Pokemon. That includes most Pokemon-EX, which is really cool. In fact, actually all of them that aren't Mega. So, or at least that are legal. I mean, there were old Pokemon-EX cards that, you know, this wouldn't work against, but yeah. And then, for 3, it does 60, which isn't, like, the end of the world, but you can discard a Fire Energy and make it do 90 instead. So, that's solid. It's solid. This thing, when you play it, you put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. That's kind of cool. And it does 20 damage plus 20 more for each colorless energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So that's not too shabby. I mean, it's not the greatest, but whenever you can spread damage like that without even having to attack, that's kind of cool. Maybe play it with like Florges or something, and you know, just get a lot of damage all over the place. Alright, Ponyta. Oh my goodness, is that something else? I think there's something else. Well, that'd be nice. Baneri, Spheal, Skrelp, and... Oh! Now, what was I telling you? See, I know it looks like I got two, but this is the secret rare version because it is number 107. I should really compare these two. Ooh, this is very exciting. Oh, Charizard's everywhere! Okay, well, very satisfied with this box. And here, I will definitely give you this code. Yeah! Alright, that is really cool. Let me get a sleeve on this thing, because it could be a pretty expensive card. The trick when you're putting sleeves on cards, particularly valuable cards, you want to apply as minimal like pressure, I guess, to the edges of the card, because those are very likely to get hit by, you know, just I don't know how to describe it, but they just get like wear on them super fast. So try to avoid touching the edges as much as possible. Ooh, foil Lysander. And that'll keep your cards in good condition if you're trying to get them like graded or something. You know, mine probably wouldn't be like perfect, but it probably could get a 9. I actually pulled one and did something very similar, and it got graded a 10. So that was good. You can get them PSA graded. I traded a buddy mine for his because he wasn't sure about his, and he threw something else in. And it turned out to be a 10, so he was just thrilled. It was a shiny Charizard from, oh, I don't remember what set it was, like Boundaries Crossed or something like that. And I had one, and he had one. I pulled mine and went straight into a pack. He traded for his and he thought it was okay, but he wasn't sure. So he trusted my quality a little bit more. And bam, it was a PSA 10. So he was very satisfied with that. And, you know, I wasn't even wearing like the gloves or whatever you're supposed to do when opening it. So that's cool. I think I just opened it and very delicately, without touching the edges, put it into a sleeve. Now, I will show you the difference between those two Charizard in a moment. I just want to get these packs open because, let's face it, that's pretty fun. But I'm excited. I think it was a good box. Definitely when you get 3 Charizards in one box, and they're all EXs or Megas or something really cool, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. It started a little lackluster, huh? But quickly picked up. Alright, this is the final pack. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. And Duskull. Lopunny. Okay, and yeah, we're good there here. I'll tell you what. I'm satisfied. There you go. Okay, so this is a look at the stuff that I've gotten. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at these Charizards, though. Oh my goodness, there are a lot. Rawr. But let me put this one down for a moment because you can kind of subtly see the difference in the top, particularly. This one's the secret rare one. It has more gold. This one is the non-secret rare version. Also, the text in Japanese, like, see this? It's in gold for the secret rare version. So, subtle differences. It can be hard to tell. Again, the number is probably the easiest way to tell the difference. But overall, pretty cool, I'd say. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure did. Definitely go out and pick some Flashfire packs up because, hey, you might get one of these cool things. There's also Mega Charizard-EX, the X version. I traded for this one. I didn't pull this, but I might as well show you. Figured just in case I didn't get it. This is the secret rare version too, and it's pretty cool. In fact, here, let me put the two together. Rawr! Are those cool or what? Oh man, I love them. Oh yeah, does 300, but you discard the top 5 cards of your deck, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I always love opening boxes, so I hope you love watching me open them for you. I feel like this was a win, definite thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you on the next box opening of Marriland's cards. Yeah, see you next time. Double thumbs up. Oh, I feel like I'm playing a video game. I should get some Charizards. That's what I need. Alright, see you guys.